Hello and welcome to this edition of CareerLocker webinar. This is Amy Rivera. We are going to be focusing on an introduction to the elementary version of CareerLocker. Let's get started. The page that you see in front of you is the professional homepage. This is what you see when you log in as a professional. Your students and your students should not be seeing this page when they first log in. That's why there are two different registration codes for each school. One for professionals and one for students. I do offer a separate webinar focusing on the professional tools, so please be sure to check that one out. But today we're going to be focusing on the elementary school and just an introduction to keep these webinars short. To access the elementary version of CareerLocker, we click on elementary school at the top of the page, and then we are taken to the students homepage. This is what your students see when they first log into the elementary version of CareerLocker. If your student is logging in for the first time, the guide will automatically turn on. So let me give you an example of what the guide looks like.
Welcome to With Careers. If you would like to explore occupations, click Discover Occupations or Career Explorer game.
So we haven't been able to re-record that part of the guide to say welcome to CareerLocker, as we've only been CareerLocker for a little over a month now. It's fall of 2014. But if you notice here on the left-hand side, we have the avatar creator. The avatar creator is to help encourage the students to think about self-awareness and to start thinking about how they see themselves fit in the world of work. So I recommend when you start off with the elementary students to have them do an avatar. We also have career clusters, information on occupations, and then the games in CareerLocker's elementary version. So if I click on Avatar Creator, I'm going to choose female, and keep in mind your students will only have one chance to select their gender. After they select it the first time, they are not going to be asked again later. And so if they do it wrong on accident, or if they do it wrong on purpose, they won't be able to switch it later. But you as a professional can log into your professional account and actually change the student's information if something happens and the student wants to change their gender, I should say. So the avatar creator, we are looking at it here. A student can create up to 5 different avatars. The avatar with the star above it is the main avatar, the primary avatar. This is the avatar that will be following the student around the website. So if I click on customize, or I could switch through these avatars. This guy has some emery boards. I'm going to change this. I'm going to click customize. And I actually have the ability to change the name, or to give the avatar a name. So let's give it, just switch to the name. And then when I click on the hand, I can give it a different skin tone. So let's say, if I click on this arrow button to the right, I can give it hairstyle. I'm going to do it like me. Let's see, I have curly hair, dark curly hair. And then I can keep going through and choosing noses, eyes, glasses, mouths, shirts, all the way down. We can even add headgear and accessories and tools. If you notice, I have a lot of large tools available. I'm going to give myself this computer and make it blue. The tools, the large tools and the small tools and a lot of the accessories are not automatically in the avatar creator when the student first creates their CareerLocker account. They actually have to unlock avatar accessories when they play the CareerLocker games. And so once I'm done with this gal, I'm going to click OK. I unlocked this computer screen by playing one of the this Career Explorer game. So I do want to take a different webinar to focus on the Career Explorer game and the My Town game. But keep in mind that avatar accessories can be unlocked by playing the 2 games. The Visit Career Clusters helps introduce the students to the 16 career clusters. If this landscape is a little too busy, we can click on the text version. And here we're looking at the 16 career clusters, where we are taken to a page that gives us a description of the career cluster. And then in this particular cluster, there are 20 occupations, or I'm sorry, there are 21 occupations, and I have explored 20 of them. So if I explore the last occupation, I would earn a badge. So if I click Physical Therapist, I just earned this career badge. This page gives me a description on what physical therapists do.
With physical movement. They may be healing from an injury, or they may have a disability.
So the very first slide, there are 6 slides of information on physical therapists. The very first slide starts reading off to the student, and as we go through, each slide is read to the student. We can say this is one of our favorites. And then over here in the lower right-hand corner, we can see the average salary, the starting salary for a physical therapist, the education needed, and the tools used. I can even save this as one of my favorite occupations. What happens is it's saved in my e-portfolio. We'll take a look at the e-portfolio in a few minutes here, but I just wanted to remind you the Visit Career Clusters is here to introduce the students to the 16 career clusters. If we take a look at the Discover Occupations, here's a list of all 150 occupations that are available in the elementary version of CareerLocker. We've limited it to 150 to make sure that we're not overwhelming the students. However, if you feel that you have students that are way more advanced than this elementary version of CareerLocker, if you're working at an elementary school, you do have the ability to code your account accordingly so that when certain grades log in, they will see certain versions of CareerLocker. So for example, if you want your 4th and 5th graders to see this elementary version when they log in, and you want your 6th graders to see the middle school version, you can actually code your account at the professional site so that happens. I will show you how to do that in a bit. Actually, let me show you how to do that right now. Let's see here. I'm going to go back to the professional homepage and I click on Tools for the Administrator. Then I click on Account Information and Settings. At the very bottom of this page, you don't see it on the screen right now, but at the very bottom of this page, there is a tab that says choose the version of CareerLocker that you want your students to see. So what I'm going to do is give you an example. I'm going to click Tools for the Administrator and then Account Information and Settings. So now, here we can select the CareerLocker version for our students. Here it looks like all grades are going to be logging into the elementary version of CareerLocker, but this can be switched at any time, and it's an instant switch, and you can switch it each day if you want 6th graders to be on the elementary version one day, and then the middle school version the next day and take an assessment or an inventory, and then go back. Anytime a student will take an inventory at the middle school level and they're switched back to the elementary version, all of their inventory scores are saved in their e-portfolios. So let's go back to take a look at the e-portfolio. Before we wrap this webinar up, I want to make sure that I keep them short. The e-portfolio, this is what transfers with the students when they move up to the middle school level and the high school level. So they can start building their e-portfolio down at the elementary level. This very first section is a section for our personal information. We can put our name and address. I even included a photo of myself. And students can attach files. Files can be documents or graphics or spreadsheets. They cannot be more than 30 meg per file, and the total e-portfolio space is only going to be 100 meg. One Word document is usually only about 1 or 2 meg, so there should be no worries unless the student is uploading a real huge audio file or a real huge video file. Sometimes those tend to get up to 30 meg or more. There's also a spot for me to punch in notes. And then the next category is skills. So here the students are learning about what skills are. Again, the concept of introducing the students to career exploration and self-exploration. It lets them know that a skill is something they've learned how to do. And then we have samples of skills. Below, we have the ability to punch in our own skills. So let's see here. I can swim. And then I can attach an image or a document, a file. And then I'm going to click Save. If you notice, my avatar, my primary avatar, is in the lower right-hand corner. This is the gal that I chose as my primary one. She's following me around. I also have the ability to punch in my computer and media skills, along with a description of what computer and media skills are, and language skills. If I've earned any certificates or awards for my language skills, I could scan them and attach them here. Then I have interests and values. So based on the games, there is an interest game, and then there are values. There's a values game. So based on the games, I'm living in these are my top 3 interests: creative, helpful, and nature and outdoors. And then my top values are altruism, security, and lifestyle, and I can change that at any time. Achievements, this is where I can highlight my awards and prizes. Badges is where I've unlocked the Career Cluster badges. You saw me do that today. So I have 1 Career Cluster badge to unlock. I've done that many trainings. Then activities, I can start highlighting my extracurricular activities, community activities, leadership, and leisure. So again, there's an introduction to what extracurricular activities are, community activities, leadership, and then the student can add that information below. The last category is the favorites. This is where our favorite occupations are saved. Remember, we saved physical therapists today. We also can save favorite people and favorite school subjects. Lastly, we have the ability to email our e-portfolio out. We just punch in somebody's name, or a specific person's name, and their email address. And we can type a message and choose certain sections of our e-portfolio to send out. I also have the ability to print my e-portfolio by clicking on this button. And here's my beautiful e-portfolio in a PDF version, or a printer-friendly version, I should say. And I'm ready to print. All right, so if you're a professional, to get back to the professional site, we just click on this professional site link. And we are now at the professional homepage. That wraps it up for the introduction to CareerLocker for elementary students today. Stay tuned, or please keep watching. Check out my other webinars. I've decided to do small, short webinars introducing you to the concepts of CareerLocker. Email me with questions. My email address is arivera3@wisc.edu, ARI, V as in Victor, ERA, 3@WIS as in Sam, C.edu. Over and out.